Goalie tonight?
Vladdy.
How about the rest lineup? Anything there?
A couple guys are banged. Same thing. Game time decision.
Rick, against the Islanders, when New York started to make that comeback, do you feel like the puck management started to get a little sloppy from you guys, and that kind of allowed them to start to come back?
Yeah, there was a couple of missed passes. Yeah, obviously the penalties doesn't hurt, doesn't help. I mean, but like I said, we regained it a little bit, so that's a positive just to regain it.
Yeah.
Do you guys have to learn how to play with a lead a little bit because you haven't led for long stretches all that often this season?
Yeah, I think for us it's game management. Like, just don't put yourself in situations where it could, you still want to be aggressive, but keep your, you're unfortunate, keep your stick down, or because I'm not blaming the rest, but usually any kind of call is going to probably go against you when you're up 3-0, and so to me it's more game management. Even be able to make a play. I think there was a couple of times, even the second when they were making a press, where you have the puck and skate with it, make a play, and I think sometimes you kind of wait because I don't know if you're playing safe or we're just trying to put our finger on it because we have to correct it. But I got to get, like I said, I'm giving the guys a lot of credit. These guys aren't giving up, so I'll take that at any team that does that any day of the week.
Tyson Forester last year, he didn't start, very well. He slow starts and it's kind of plagued him a little bit. But obviously this year he's had a very quick start. What do you see from him that's maybe working for him right now?
His release of his shot is really elite, and. He's been banged up this year. He's out there for a while, didn't get to practice much, so he'll regain his legs that part. But when he gets that puck in the slot or these prime areas, his release, it's an elite shot. So I give him a lot of credit. And he's a hockey player. He's a scrappy. Even on that goal, there's a blind pass in the middle. The Islanders had it, but he knocked it off the guy and scored. I mean, that's a big, huge play for us. So he's I call him, he's just a hockey player.
It's fair to say, he's like one of those five-tool kind of guys. He can play defense, he can play offense. Is it important to have a guy like that in your
Yeah,
lineup?
Power play, I got him, this is the second pair of PK. Last minute of the game, he'll, other than if I don't get 3 centermen out there, he's probably the next guy. So he's a guy that we really rely on, and he wants that responsibility.
Is he doing anything offensively that you're trying to preach to these guys in particular?
He gets to the holes quick. That's the one thing we're trying to get guys to get that inside. I'm a big triangle guy. He's probably one of our best guys getting to that triangle fast because there's not a lot of room sometimes. When you get it, you got to know what you're going to do with it. Sometimes, you get a good team, they get their stick in the lane. Or seems like he gets a shot off, but he also gets there, arrives on time for that pass. So he's one of those guys that kind of gets what we're trying to do.
You have 8 guys that have at least 5 goals. When the other team tries to match up against your top line, does that give you options? Like, in other words, balanced scoring helps, right?
Yeah, it does. I mean, one of the lines is going to get the 5-6 defenseman on the other team, and that's a good problem to have, right? When you have some balanced scoring, you can get certain guys. If you at home, if you can. On the road, it's a little tougher, but yeah, it's nice that we're spreading the scoring out.
Are you seeing it that way when you plan for a game? Do you say to yourself, I can get other guys into this mix here?
Certain guys for sure. There's certain guys that whether Mate or Trevor, you want to get them out of certain guys. But the other team's smart too. They're going to get their guys again. So it's a little bit of a chess game. But sometimes as a coach, you got to be worried you don't overcoach too, you overmatch. That's sometimes I get concerned about. I don't want to overmatch either.
You've had a lot of games go to a shootout,
Yeah.
obviously. Is there anything that you're changing about your overtime play to try and prevent getting to the shootout?
Well, I mean, no, and Jay Verde did a power overtime presentation 3 weeks ago when we were in some of the games we were giving pucks away. There's some things that you just can't do in a 3-on-3, so it helped a little bit. But it seems like, hey, if it does go to a shootout, it's right now it's our advantage. We have some high level guys. Do we want to be like soccer, just hold the puck all night until overtime or until it's over? No, but if there's 30 seconds left, I wouldn't want to push the envelope if we're at a disadvantage. I wouldn't mind waiting until, because that's our advantage right now. It could change, but we got some guys. Trevor's, his penalty shot record is incredible. So that's a pretty good tool to have.
I know we've talked about the record in back-to-backs. The second game has been a struggle here. In your experience, I'm sure playing with the B game, C game, is that something you feel like something this team's still learning to do?
Yeah, we're learning. I mean, it's 24th game. Can't worry about the past. I can only worry about, we're here, and from my experience on the back-to-backs, you got to be, I call it professional game. Good angling, short shift. Don't put yourself in bad positions. Use the bench. There's all these things when back-to-back. Because listen, they're playing back-to-back too, so there's no advantage tonight There's no excuses for tired teams. I mean, they played in Buffalo last night, so it's an even, I guess, game when it comes to energy.